Jackson had always prided himself on his diplomatic skills. As humanity's representative on the Intergalactic Council Station Nexus 7, he'd navigated countless delicate negotiations without incident. That record came crashing down the moment he opened his mouth in the Zephyrian throne room. "Your Majesty is too kind," Jason said, bowing deeply to Queen Velthara. "Any man would be honored to stand by your side." The crystalline chamber fell silent. Jason noticed his colleague Emma's face drain of color across the room. The Queen's luminescent eyes widened, and her silver skin shimmered with what he would later learn was joy. "The human accepts," Queen Velthara declared, her melodious voice echoing through the hall. "Prepare the bonding ceremony." Jason's stomach dropped. "Wait, what?" Emma rushed forward, her diplomatic smile firmly in place despite the panic in her eyes. "Your Majesty, I believe there's been a cultural misunderstanding." "There is no misunderstanding," the Queen interrupted, her elegant hand gesturing toward Jason. "He has spoken the vow of eternal companionship before witnesses. By Zephyrian law, we are now betrothed." Jason looked helplessly at Emma, who was already pulling up her datapad, frantically scrolling through the Zephyrian cultural database they'd been given before the mission. "Jason," Emma whispered urgently, angling the screen away from their hosts, "you just proposed marriage. In their culture, offering to stand by someone's side before the royal court is literally a marriage proposal." "I was being polite," Jason hissed back. "Well, you just politely engaged yourself to the most powerful ruler in the Zephyrian Empire." The Queen approached them, her flowing robes of living light trailing behind her. Despite his predicament, Jason couldn't help but notice she was stunning by any species standards, tall, graceful, with an otherworldly beauty that seemed to bend light itself. "I understand humans require time to prepare for such ceremonies," Queen Velthara said gently. "We shall observe your customs. The bonding will take place in 7 solar cycles." 7 days, Emma translated quietly. "Jason, we need to fix this. The diplomatic ramifications. Are you suggesting the human wishes to dishonor me?" The Queen's voice hardened, and the temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees as Emma's training kicked in. She'd read about Zephyrian honor codes during the flight to their homeworld. Breaking an engagement was considered a grave insult, one that had sparked interplanetary conflicts in their history. "Of course not, Your Majesty," Emma said smoothly. "Jason is simply overwhelmed by the honor you bestow upon him. Humans often need time to process strong emotions." The Queen's expression softened. "I understand. The bonding of souls is a momentous occasion." She turned to Jason. "Come, my intended. Let us walk in the Twilight Gardens. I wish to know the one who will share my throne." Jason shot Emma a pleading look, but she could only give him an encouraging nod. He had no choice but to offer his arm to the alien Queen, who took it with surprising warmth as they walked through bioluminescent gardens that seemed straight from a dream. Queen Velthara spoke. "You seem troubled, Jason of Earth. Do you not wish this union?" Jason hesitated. Honesty seemed the best policy at this point. "Your Majesty, I spoke without understanding the weight of my words. I didn't mean to propose." The Queen laughed, a sound like crystal chimes. "Yes, I suspected as much. Your companion's reaction made that clear." Jason stopped walking. "You knew?" "I am not foolish, Jason. I have studied your species since you joined the galactic community. Your casual use of metaphor and polite phrases is well documented." She plucked a glowing flower from a nearby tree. "But you still said the words, and my people heard them." "So this is about politics," Jason said, understanding dawning. "Partly," the Queen admitted. "I have been pressured to take a mate for decades. My council insists the throne needs an heir. When you spoke those words, it provided an elegant solution." She looked at him with ancient eyes. "But I would not force this upon an unwilling partner. If you truly wish to withdraw, I will find a way to spare both our honors." Jason studied her, this powerful being who ruled billions, yet stood before him with surprising vulnerability. "What would happen to you if I left?" "My political rivals would use it as evidence of my weakness. There would be challenges to my rule, possibly civil war." She said it matter-of-factly, as if discussing the weather. "That's quite a weight to put on a careless comment." "Indeed. But I will not build a partnership on deception or coercion. The choice is yours, human." Meanwhile, Emma had been doing damage control, explaining to the Zephyrian Council that humans needed time for their own customs. She'd bought Jason a few days, but she knew the clock was ticking. When Jason returned from the gardens, she cornered him immediately. "Well, can we get you out of this?" Jason ran a hand through his hair. "Emma, if I back out, it could destabilize their entire government. We're talking potential civil war. You can't marry an alien queen to prevent a political crisis. That's insane, is it?" Jason challenged. "Isn't that exactly what human royalty did for centuries? Besides, she's actually quite remarkable. We talk for hours. She's brilliant, funny, and she's carrying the weight of an empire on her shoulders." Emma's eyes widened. "Oh no, Jason, tell me you're not actually considering this. The Zephyrian Empire controls 3-star systems and has technology centuries beyond ours. An alliance through marriage could benefit all of humanity. And if I'm being honest," he smiled slightly, "I've had worse first dates. This is crazy. Welcome to interstellar diplomacy," Jason said with a grin that reminded Emma why she'd recommended him for this mission in the first place. He was adaptable, brave, and just reckless enough to make the impossible work. 7 days later, Jason stood in the crystalline throne room once more, this time genuinely speaking the vow of eternal companionship. Emma watched from the crowd, shaking her head but smiling. Only Jason could accidentally propose to an alien queen and turn it into humanity's greatest diplomatic victory. As Queen Velthera placed the bonding crystal around Jason's neck, sealing their union, she whispered, "Thank you for not running away. Thank you for giving me the choice to stay," Jason whispered back. And thus, through careful speech turned careless and careless speech turned careful, humanity gained its first foothold in the heart of an empire, all because one diplomat forgot to check his phrasebook at the end.